Hello, my name's Lyndon. Welcome to this series of sessions on drawing practice. I believe that we're all very capable of having a unique style of drawing and that anyone can draw. It doesn't matter how old you are, what education you've had, or experience you've had. Drawing is innate. It is a primal, natural thing that we do. Some people don't think they're very good at it, but I think that's a matter of opinion. Certainly, we all already have our own style, whether you think you do or not. But what's important is that we're always learning. I've been drawing for a long time and I still learn every time I draw, every time I see another artist's work or see a process. And so that's the idea with what we're going to be doing. Not a step-by-step tutorial to achieve an outcome, more exploration, experimentation. I'd like you to think of these sessions like little parcels, a little box that you can take things out of whenever you like in the course of your own drawing practice. So let's start. Let's begin with some basic warm-up exercises. There's an incredibly beautiful relationship between the mental process of drawing and the physical action of drawing. They're connected together in this reality that we share. The dualism there, the sort of split between our mental idea of what something might be or what something might feel like, and how we translate that, how we express that onto a piece of paper or onto a canvas or any real material. So I'm going to start with a very simple, very natural experiment here in freedom of consciousness, just flow of thought. You can use any kind of pencil or pen even, as long as there's a nice sharp tip and there's plenty of juice in that pencil or pen. I like to use a solid graphite pencil, and I just want you to experiment with drawing without a concept of representation, without actually wanting to draw anything at all, just following the very tip with your eye of that pencil. Wherever it goes on the paper, go all the way over everywhere you can. You can fluctuate the speed, the size, the shapes, the bubbles. You can change the energy of the lines, make sharp lines, big, vibrant, violent lines across the paper. Or you can slow it right down, get very, very calm, and just feel your mind getting used to the paper, getting used to the pencil. This is about extending your wrist action, the physicality of the drawing, up into your shoulder. So you want to be drawing with your whole arm, almost your whole torso as well, your body, moving around on that paper wherever you go. Watching the tip of that pencil, not retracing, not looking back over the whole thing, just looking at how it's all becoming very complex and intricate. Okay, we can do some even more. Just getting a feel for all of that energy coming out of your hand. You might even feel it in the base of your belly, in your back. And so we can slow down again, we can speed it up. This is an A3 sheet of printing paper that I'm using here. For exercises like this, I feel like A3 is a good size to work with. There's enough room to move around, and you can get a whole ream of this stuff for under $10 from newsagents or office supply stores. So one of the beautiful things about the world we live in at the moment is that paper like this is very available, very cheap, and it's recyclable. So not every drawing, not every process has to be a final masterpiece. A lot of the time it can be an experiment, a practice, a warm-up. It can be about getting our eyes in, getting a quick gestural expression off of our mind, off of our chest. And so that's what this warm-up is about. is about loosening your mind, getting prepared for a drawing activity, getting ready to maybe work in your sketchbook on something more serious, by just letting your body loosen up, letting your mind wander, but keeping your focus on the tip of that pencil, going wherever it's going to go. Now, you don't need to, once that's over, you don't need to worry about ever looking at it again if you don't want to. That was purely about the moment, purely about experiencing that at that time. There's a whole lot of other warm-up activities you can do. There's different shapes that you might want to draw in a continuous pattern. Doing sideways 8, also known as the infinity symbol, gets a nice sort of rhythmic calmness. There's something about it that's just very easy and nice to do. We can go smaller. And we can go bigger. And we just continue to do that for as long as we like. You can go all the way out to the edges, you can come back into the middle here and try and make that original line match up, but don't think too much about it. Again, it's just about that process of watching your hand go, loosening up. Another variation on this one is to do an expanding circle. So, starting small and just coming all the way out, going back into the middle, coming back out again. Now at this stage, if you've done these warm-ups, you might need to sharpen your pencil again, if that's what you're using. If you're using a Sharpie pen, a black felt tip pen, it should just keep smashing on. It'll just keep going. But that is the idea. We're just making those circles, getting larger and larger. Again, I'm starting to stare at the middle of the paper in this case, not following the tip of my pencil. So I feel like there's something quite natural and calming about that. It just feels good. I'm trusting my hand now. I'm trusting my hand to go in a circular pattern, making things larger and larger. If you try following the tip of the pencil in this case, going at this speed, you start to feel really dizzy. Like when you spin around on a swing in the playground. So staring at the middle, just trusting your hand to make those circular patterns. It's another quick warm-up. Now I'm feeling really kind of motivated, energized, feeling good, feeling really good. Okay, so the next thing I thought we might try today is a game. Just playing a simple game. You can do this at home with a brother or sister, mum or dad, whoever might like to draw as well. It's another exercise, it's another practice, but it's also a lot of fun, which they all should be. But this one is especially so. So what you'll need is a blindfold. Now I don't have a blindfold here at my house. You can use a necktie or a scarf or any piece of fabric or cloth. I've just tied two black socks together end to end, and I can use that to cover my eyes. So again, with your A3 paper, making sure you know where your tool is, your writing tool, drawing tool. I'll put this on, make sure we can't see, like that. And then we're going to give ourselves some time just to space out the edges of our surface, so our drawing surface. Now this is really important because this is making a map in your brain. It's creating a mental map of your drawing surface. Now you're visualizing how much space is on there. You've got your pencil and you give yourself a task, an object to draw. So I thought I would draw a feather and a fork and maybe a leaf over here. So here we go. Just taking your time, thinking about the top and the bottom, making them as big as you can. So there's the spine of the feather there, and almost the top. You might find it easier not to lift your pencil off the paper. It's hard to tell you, one way or the other what might work best for you, but do not focus too much on it being perfect. Definitely don't try and cheat, because it defeats the purpose. We're going to do those little Little flips in the feather there, that detail. Alright, so now I'm going to move over to my fork and see where, well, I can't see anything. I'm going to try and feel where it is at a good gap in the middle of the page. Go up, let me go 1, 2, 3, 4. Prongs of the fork coming back down and looping it back around there somehow. Alright, finally let's do a leaf over here. We've got the little stem of the leaf. I might do the shape of it first. Nice big leaf like that. And then those little veins that come out from the stem in the middle. This is a real challenge. So you can do this in a number of different ways. I'm going to have a look at my work now and see how I went. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. So you kind of see that your mind, your brain is already creating an image. It knows where things should go. It knows how to draw basic shapes. So even if you start off with this exercise doing a square and a circle and a triangle, you'll get better and better at naturally being able to draw those shapes, which is really handy in drawing. But you can do this as complicated as you like. You could draw an animal like a dog and then add a rug under the dog and then a bird sitting on top of the dog's head. You could create a plate of food with a knife and a fork and then your favorite food on that plate, drawing each individual element. It's entirely up to you. It's a very fun activity, something that will also warm you up and get your mind moving in a different way. So just to summarize today, A3 paper works really well if you can get a hold of it. A4 is fine as well, that's about half this size. You've also got the ability to draw quickly, do your warm-up exercises whenever you like. You know, you can be in the middle of your drawing practice if you're feeling a bit stuck or you're feeling a bit like a artist block. Try some of those activities. See if you can loosen up your body, loosen up your arm. Your mind will follow along and you might find inspiration comes back to you after just those simple, disposable, recyclable pages are drawn. So thanks very much for watching today and we'll see you again next time.